So there are a lot of videos out there saying this is the best way to get nanites, or this is the best way to get nanites, and all that kind of stuff. And it just shows you one major way. I'm Controlled Chaos, and in this video, I want to show you that one way is not the best way. Merging multiple ways is the best way to do it. And I'll show you exactly how to do that so you can bring in a good haul of 10,000 nanites or more in 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, first off, the normal way of getting nanites, that's the average, is getting them from objects and buildings and space stations, but that's very minimal. You'll get 10, 15, maybe 50. And then there's also the hunting of the eggs from abandoned buildings. And in that, when you get 5 eggs, you'll get 250. And it's very small amounts. It's better than doing from the buildings and the space stations, but those two are still very small amounts compared to some of the other ways. This way, I'm taking some of those other ways and I'm mixing them together. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to get a bunch of runaway mold. And in order to do this, you need to either build or find a runaway mold farm. If you're lucky enough and you run into a good patch of runaway mold, yes, go ahead and build yourself your own farm with a teleporter there. If not, I recommend you go to No Man's Sky's Coordinate Exchange Reddit and do a search for runaway mold in Euclid or whatever galaxy you're wanting to look. And you'll get a nice good list, as you can see here, which is really nice because some of these planets that people mentioned, there's not just one farm. There'll be 3 or 4 or more farms out there for you to use to grab the mold from. Now, when you're going to these coordinates that they give you for the portal, you'll need to have several things. 1, you'll need to have all of your portal glyphs. 2, you need to have a portal to activate. And then the final step to this whole entire thing is how you normally see in those ship finding videos, they'll say turn off multiplayer. No, I want you to turn on multiplayer. That way the bases load for you. And the reason being is when they build these bases, they make it so that it catches the runaway mold from running completely away from you and makes it easier on gathering it. And it saves you a lot of time. Now, once you've gathered full 4 stacks, bare minimum of runaway mold, that means 9,999 runaway mold, a lot of runaway mold. You want 4 full stacks in your inventory. You want to go back to your base and you'll want to have 4 either medium or large refiners, and you'll put a stack of runaway mold in each of them. This will take a few seconds less than 20 minutes to process them. So while that's processing, you're going to go and do the next step. And there's 2 different ways you can do this next step. If you have millions and millions of credits, we're talking 10 million or more, you can go and do this ship scrapping and just go a high economy space station, and you want to scrap A and S class ships. And by doing that, you'll get 2 things. 1, you'll get the upgrade modules. 2, you'll get the inventory enhancement modules for your ships. You'll want to hold on to the upgrade modules and then get as many of those as you can in that 20-minute period. Another way to get a good source of nanites is you want to find an area for sentinels and attack sentinels. And the best way to do that is either through a secured facility or sentinel pillars. Once you're at the secured facility or the sentinel pillar, you want to start fighting the sentinels. Now, when you fight the sentinels, you want to leave the summoners alone. That is the triangle looking ones. Those you leave alone. And the reason why is they will summon more sentinels to fight. And then you want to, of course, always just take out the healers so that you can take out the drones quicker. And the drones are what drops the barrels that you want to open up, and just go through that and keep that fight going for 20 minutes. And what you'll get is you'll get a lot of pugnium and you'll get a lot of that glass from the Sentinels. And you want to make sure that you have a bunch of room in your inventory to do this though. So once you've done 20 minutes of that, you're gonna need to go back to your base where you have your 4 refiners. You're going to go to each of the refiners and you're going to pull out the nanites. Each one will have 1,999 nanites for you. So that's a good chunk of nanites right there in that time. Then you're going to want to put in the pugnium into one of those refiners, and it will take less than 20 seconds to process it all, and it gives you a small pittance amount, a couple hundred if you're lucky. The big haul in this whole entire thing of fighting the Sentinels or doing the scrapping of ships is those upgrade modules and that glass that you got from the Sentinels. The glass you got from the Sentinels, you want to open up all of them and they'll give you upgrade modules. And then you take all of those upgrade modules that you got from the Sentinels or the scrap ships, you go back to the space station, you turn all of those in to the upgrade module shops, and you'll get thousands of nanites from that. Combine these two together, you'll get 10,000 or more nanites in that half an hour time. And the reason why I'm saying half an hour time is because 10 minutes of that time was you going around to all of these runaway mold farms and getting the runaway mold. And then 20 minutes of that time was the processing of that runaway mold and you doing either the Sentinels or the scrapping of ships. I honestly prefer the Sentinels because it's always dropping the glass, it's always dropping the pugnium. Whereas the scrapping of ships, it could be some time between A class and S class ships. You could end up with a strew of C class or B class ships. Now, yes, you can do it with B class or C class ships and you'll still get upgrade modules, but the problem there is that with C class and B class modules, you get less nanites back. So it's not as big of a bang for your buck. The other thing I want to bring up to here is in this one, the more money you have to spend on the ships, the better. You still want to keep away from the haulers and just do the shuttles, the fighters, the explorers, and the exotics. But the higher priced those ships are, the more upgrade modules and ship inventory space upgrades you will get. I did one and it was about 49 million units that I spent on the ship, and when I turned it in, I got 4 or 5 A-class modules off of that ship. It was really cool. Anyways, this is the best way I found to get nanites. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, also subscribe. If you know someone that you might find this useful, feel free to share this video. The more likes I get, the more sharing I get of this video, the more people will view this video, the more YouTube will share it out with others. I want to thank you for your time. Have a great day.